Hey there, this is LA calling, and you're watching Brutally Delicious with Bruce Moore.
Hey, welcome to Brutally Delicious. I'm Bruce Moore. Today we've got a great show in store for you. Today we're joined by the guys from Fatality. Hey guys, welcome.
What's going on?
Not much. How are you guys doing? Want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Yeah, I'm Spencer Levon.
Mason Levon.
Aton Gordon.
And I'm Adam.
Cool, well I appreciate you joining me out here today.
Thanks for having us, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you have cooked up for us. So if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do we have cooked up for us today, man? What are we going to be making?
We're gonna make some grilled chicken. Throw a bunch of delicious seasonings on there. Kind of spicy.
I'm looking at some of that. It looks like it's going to be I love a good kick, and it's summer. Kind of get the cold barbecue spicy thing going on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious.
Got
I can't
some great
wait.
beer. The weather's holding out, so
Cheers.
cheers. How do we get started here? What do we got about? 5-6 chicken breasts?
5-6 chicken breasts. Some hot peppers. Gonna mix those in with some oil and a bunch of different seasonings.
Okay.
And see what happens.
So while we're doing this and while we're cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and just grill you with some questions.
Absolutely,
Don't mind
man.
the grilling pun, but and we'll see where we end up.
All right, man.
So now that your new record, Psychonaut, has been released, or it's complete anyway, how do you feel about it? And are you satisfied with the outcome?
I'm very happy with it. Very proud with it. It was a really hard process to write and record, and now that it's finally done and released, I think the whole band were ecstatic with the final product and the response that we've had from it so far. It's definitely a change from the first album. So
It's a little bit heavier. I mean, from what I've
yeah,
heard.
it's a little heavier, and it's a bit more complex. I'm tearing up from these hot peppers here. The album's just.
It's emotional. You get emotional when you talk about it.
No, well, I get emotional when I cut peppers, actually. But yeah, it's a big change from the first album. When we wrote the first album, we were just kids, and now we've grown up a little bit, so you can kind of hear that in the writing and the playing. I think we've all grown musically, not just as people.
Right.
So it's a big change, but it's exciting, it's different, and we all really enjoy pretty much playing the whole album front to back. I mean, there's not a song on there that we really are bored with, or you know, everything's kind of stands on its own. So
I know you've said you've grown as musicians and songwriters, but do you think about varying the performances from release to release? Did you think about making this one consciously different than the last release, or?
I don't think it was a conscious decision. It just kind of was the natural evolution of how things went. We when we first started playing together, we didn't decide that we wanted to be a thrash band. It just kind of happened.
Right.
Before we even knew what the label that people were going to give us was, we were already playing really fast and just kind of having fun with that sort of energy. And then after we put out the first album and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, they're a thrash band," we were like, "Okay, I guess we're a thrash band."
Whatever the genre
And
is.
we never really let that kind of affect what we are gonna try and write next. We just kind of write. we just kind of write and see where it goes.
Right.
And you know, I mean, we're all huge fans of the old school stuff, all the old school metal and punk, even like we all like the fast stuff. So it kind of comes out naturally.
Right.
But I don't think that we limit ourselves to just playing fast because we're a thrash band. We kind of feel like we're
So it's sort of organic then,
yeah,
is what it is?
Yeah, we kind of just do whatever comes out, and we tend to write fast stuff because we like the energy in it, but we don't stand by like we only write fast
So you wouldn't throw something out if it came out.
Oh no, I mean on the new album there's a couple of tracks that are a little bit slower paced, have a little bit more of like a groove and melody oriented vibe to them. and we love those songs.
Okay.
There's an instrumental on the album that I don't even know if it's really a thrash instrumental. It's just a crazy instrumental metal song.
Right.
So, you know, then we love playing that song live just as much as we like playing the other stuff. So, you know, it's kind of, it just is what it is.
Right.
And we like it, so hopefully other people like it.
Perfect. So sticking with the record for a few more minutes here.
Sure.
When you guys write, are you writing with the live setting in mind, or are you writing a song for the song's sake?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, we generally will have an idea of what a song's going to be, and we'll work through it a bunch, you know, at rehearsal and kind of feel it out. And then if we have a gig coming up, we'll usually try it out live just to kind of see how it goes. So performing the songs live are definitely usually an aspect of writing them as well, because we'll play them live and then we'll kind of realize, like, hey, that didn't really work, or
right.
you know. But yeah, I mean, we definitely write a lot of stuff with the performance in mind, because that's the most exciting thing about
right.
a band. Seeing a band play and, you know, kick ass on stage and just kind of captivate you with their performance and their music. That's, you know, that's what it's all about. I don't think we would do it any other way, because if you can make something sound a certain way in the studio, but if you can't recreate it live, then what's the point, right?
When you guys write, are you writing in like the traditional sense, all in a room together, or are you taking advantage of electronics and emailing riffs and drum beats?
We're not that technologically involved, so to speak. We do a lot of writing together, and we do a lot of writing individually, and then we bring it into the jam room and kind of show each other the ideas and work on stuff. Sometimes I'll come up with kind of like a basic skeleton of a song structure, teach everyone the parts, and then it kind of grows from there. Back in the day, we used to try and, you know, use those programs to write out guitar parts and like, here, learn this for next week, and then it's like, just teach me instead. Right. And it's way easier to. And I think,
and you know, I'm a hack musician, but not I love you guys, but I think it definitely comes about more. Again, I'm going to use the word organically. Definitely comes about better when you're all in a room and bouncing.
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah, there's something unique about having a guitar player like me, my, you know, certain style paired with someone like Spencer and his style. We're almost like polar opposites in the way that we learned how to play and our particular technique. But together it works really well. And when I write something, and if I'm just like, here, this is what it is, learn it. It's like, okay, so now you're playing the part like I would play. Right. But when we work together, it's, you know, he'll do something a little different. I'm like, that was cool, let's keep that. And, you know, our different styles kind of come together. I think the other way
is definitely more sterile too, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it works for you, then that's great, but you got to find the method that is the most suiting for your style. I think for us, it's the more organic approach.
Okay.
So
where are we at here?
So I got the peppers chopped up.
Okay.
And we're gonna get ready to add them in and throw in a bunch of spices.
Tell you what, I don't mind helping you out if you want. All right. You want to scrape these in here? Or go through the oil first.
Yeah. Let's get some oil in there.
Okay.
And we're gonna throw some other spices in there. Get a bunch of different flavors going.
I love that liquid smoke.
Hickory liquid smoke.
Very cool, but very powerful. So if you're using it at home, I would say like little capfuls at a time until you figure it out, because it's pretty powerful. Or port.
Just a couple of droplets. We'll be all right.
That'll work. So it's got a real intense kind of thing going on.
Yeah, well, I like the spice. So we're also gonna add a little bit of chili flakes in there, and then a little bit of this as well. Texas Pete hot sauce.
Not as hot as what we were talking about earlier. We were thinking about maybe going with some ghost pepper sauce. But
yeah, you know what? I never tried ghost pepper before, and that stuff packs a punch.
I'll tell you a quick little story. But a couple months ago, we had a big family gathering of sorts. We busted that out, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I can handle it. I can." Everybody's getting torn up. So I said, "I got an idea. What would it taste like on vanilla ice cream?" So we scooped out a bunch of vanilla ice cream and poured some of that shit on top of it. Not bad, man. I know it sounds really odd, but it's really not bad. You get this kind of, you know, you get the initial bite, but that whole milk.
But then you get ice cream.
Takes it right off. It's a hackney your own vanilla ice cream as well. Yeah. You got some garlic onion powder.
Got some onion powder. Threw in some Italian seasoning.
And I know I went out to the garden and picked some basil, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah, let's throw that in there too. That
Basil and
sounds
cilantro.
delicious. I think I'm gonna skip the black pepper because we already got enough spices in there.
You think?
A little bit of ground cumin.
I can go ahead and throw that right in, right?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so now we just gotta mix it all up and throw it on the grill. But I should probably wash my hands before I mix it all up.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a stinky, dirty touring musician.
All right, so now you're grilling. You're slicing up some
Slicing up
yellow tomatoes.
some delicious.
I'm gonna give myself a
yellow
plug. Those are from the
tomatoes.
garden right here behind us.
From Bruce's home
From
stash.
Bruce's home stash, correct. And for those not familiar, yellow tomatoes are less acid. That's a little trivia.
Can we get ones with more acid?
Yeah, more acid. We need blotter tomatoes.
All right. Do you want to put any seasoning on these, or just throw these right on?
I think right on. It's gonna be good. We get that nice charcoal. And
Alright.
I know everybody's got their own side of it, but I'm a charcoal kind of guy. I know it takes longer to do, and you got to prep a little ahead of time. But I think
It's
that you
worth
can't
it.
beat
It's worth it in
Hell
the
yeah.
end, though. It's worth
Absolutely.
it in the end.
So we're gonna start throwing stuff on.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So we got the chicken all mixed up. It's looking pretty good.
It's looking really good.
probably gonna
love
be
the sizzle.
Probably gonna be the best meal we eat all tour.
Well, now that you mentioned it, so now that I know you guys are 2 weeks into the tour, how's it going so far?
It's going great so far. Yeah, we're approaching the 2-week mark. Tonight we play in at Wonderland in Richmond. It's our first time in Virginia, so pretty excited.
Crowd's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with any tour where you're doing like 4 or 5 shows a week, you almost kind of have to expect a couple of those less well-attended
and I guess
shows.
midweek, sure, for sure.
Yeah, midweek can be kind of tough, but we've had a couple of good midweek shows so far, and tour's been great. Everyone has been wonderful, and it's been a lot of fun. No one in the band wants to kill anyone else in the band
good
yet.
too. But you're only 2 weeks in. How long is the run?
It's 2 months long altogether, so we have it until August 29th. So what's that like?
Another 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
So there's still time.
Oh, there's plenty of time to commit homicide. plenty of time to think of it ahead of time, well thought out, planned. No one will know what happened just one day. Hey, where's
Missing
Spencer?
a bass player, right?
we're missing one of the dudes. Anyone see him?
Just conveniently got left at a truck stop or somewhere along the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Someone's gonna get killed for sure.
So, keeping in mind that this is a TV show and you know there may be some younger people watching, do you have any strange or odd stories that have happened on the road or at one of your shows?
We got plenty of strange stories.
I mean, I know the R-rated and up ones, but do we have something PG-13, let's say?
Okay, this is a good one actually. So we were recently in New York, and we had a night off there. So a couple of guys in the band are really big into comedy, like absolute comedy fanatics. So we decided that would be a good night to go and check out the Comedy Cellar in New York to catch a comedy show, right? So we went and saw the show, and we only found out afterwards. Apparently, Cuba Gooding Jr. was sitting behind us the whole time, and as he got up to leave, the MC kind of pointed him out. Was like, "Hey, Cuba Gooding Jr." And he came up right behind me and our roadie extraordinaire / photographer / merch guy / came up behind us and put his hands on our shoulders and just kind of shook us, you know, just having a good time.
Right.
But me and Sean didn't know it was him, so our first thought was, who's this guy? Just, you know, that's because we had been at the beach a few days before and we had horrible sunburns, so we were just like, dude, sunburn. And they're like, oh wait, that was Cuba Gooding Jr. All right.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right. I'll let that one slide. So that was really cool.
All right, cool. So now that we talked about your new record, Psychonauts out. Do you have any personal tracks that are personal favorites of good stories behind them?
I mean, I really like the second track on the album, Thoughts Collide. We did a video for that one, which came out really well. So that song is just like packs a lot of punch. But my own personal attachment to it is I used to work at a music store selling guitars and all that kind of stuff, and most of the riffs in that song I wrote while I should have been working.
Right.
I just would sit down, start riffing and come up with an idea, be like, that's a keeper, and then my manager would be like, hey, why aren't you why aren't you restocking Fenders or whatever? And I'm like, sorry, and just scuttle off to the back room and just kind of like try and remember.
So that was one of those?
Yeah, well, there's actually a lot of songs on this album that I came up with riffs for when I should have been working.
Right.
But Thoughts Collide, I don't know, it was one of the first songs that we wrote that was on this album that really had a different kind of feel to it. It still has a lot of that really fast thrash to it, but it also has this really cool groove, and it's got some cool it's just like a song where, if you're listening to one song off our first album and then that song, you hear the difference like night and day.
Okay.
And it's a wicked tune. We always have fun playing it on stage, and the crowd always loves it. So.
Well, that was going to be kind of one of my next ones. What's the song that goes over one of the better ones live? Is that
that's definitely one of them. The other one is a track called Monstrous, which is another just like really high level, energetic song that also has like really cool, funky melody parts and has a really catchy chorus. And whenever we play that, people are just like,
sweet.
It just gets them going.
So maybe we should flip it.
Yeah, let's see how this
watch your eyes. You think you were tearing a minute ago with that? You probably have to here in a second.
All right.
It smells
that
pretty
smells
fantastic.
great. Oh, that looks
look at that.
amazing.
Nice crust on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
There, you do
Allow me
some.
to do some here.
My precious hands.
Pretty amazing how hot that got.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Ooh. Woo.
All right, I guess we'll flip these as well. Oh, maybe not. Leave those just the way they are.
Yeah, that looks great.
All right, so while that's still, probably got another few minutes because chicken I know is pretty rough. You got to make sure you get it all the way through. Let's chat a little bit more. Let's fans get to know you a little bit better. What would fans be surprised to find on your iPod?
Dubstep.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I listen to a lot of different music. I guess everyone says this, but I listened to dubstep before it got popular. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really look at music in terms of like, oh, this genre is good and that genre is bad. I look at there's either good music
or
bad music,
right.
And that's a completely biased thing from one person to the next. So there's some stuff on my iPod that like electronic dance music that I just those particular artists and songs I enjoy. There's jazz, there's blues. There's, the guitar virtuoso stuff, Joe Satriani or Steve Vai.
One thing I can't deal
all
with,
sorts of stuff.
I can't deal with the country thing. I mean, I get all the other, I get jazz, I get it all.
Yeah.
But I can't seem to jump on board with the country.
There's not a whole lot of country that I like, but I've never heard a Hank Williams song that I didn't like.
Right.
And I've never heard a David Allan
like
Coe
a Johnny
song
Cash
that I didn't
sort of
like.
thing.
Yeah, Johnny Cash.
Right.
There's something in every genre of music for everyone. The only genre of music that I haven't heard a song yet where I'm like, oh yeah, that's really cool, is like, I don't even know what the defined name is, but like noise core or whatever, whereas it's like super experimental, lots of weird noises, and I haven't been able to figure it out yet. But I'm not willing to dismiss it yet because I've only, given it a small chance, but yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some weird stuff on my iPod.
All right, well, here's another good one for you. Put you right on the spot. Stranded on a desert island. You have 3 albums for all eternity. Assuming you have a CD player, what 3 discs are they?
Oh man. All right. Oh, that's such a tough one. Well, I'm just gonna go with stuff that I've listening to a lot of lately. So I'd have to bring Sleep's Holy Mountain. That'd be one.
I'm not familiar with that at all.
Well, Sleep is a great band. I highly recommend you check them out. They're like a mid-90s stoner rock kind of doom band. So yeah, Sleep's Holy Mountain. I'd probably have to bring Rain and Blood,
Yeah, that would probably be up there among one of mine as well.
and then I don't know, maybe some early Sabbath or some Deep Purple, something a little more old school.
Machine Head's a good one as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess,
there's so many.
Yeah,
but,
let's call it that. I'd bring Machine Head, Holy Mountain, and Rain and Blood.
All right, here's another good one for you. You were a superhero. Who would it be and why?
I would be Invisible Man, so everyone can just leave me the fuck alone.
All right.
The ultimate way to get
Nice and
privacy.
straightforward. Nice.
Where's Invisible Man? I don't know. Haven't seen him.
So I know you guys are on like your 2-month tour here, and it's the summer. It's pretty damn hot here in the
It's
States. I mean, I've seen
excruciating.
weather like 116, 120 degrees and stuff. How do you keep up with the physical demands of a tour like that?
Well, I mean, you know, we try and rest when we need to and take care of ourselves as far as avoiding fast food and drinking lots of water and, you know, all the lame stuff. But whenever we have the chance to go swimming, we always take it. The opportunity to have your body submerged in cold water is fantastic when you're on tour. And slushies and dollar iced coffees. Anytime we see a place where we can get a cheap iced coffee, we're there.
Right.
And
Yesterday was 7-Eleven day. Were you guys there?
Yeah.
stocking
Well,
up on-
actually, we went to get free slushies, and they had a big sign that said, "Oh, we ran out of the free slushy
Oh,
cups."
really?
I'm like, "What do you mean it's free slushy day?"
Right. There's no way you have all year to prepare for.
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
How do you guys mess this one up? And also, anytime there's air conditioning available, whether it means we have to go and sit in a mall for
Right.
half an hour just to be in a cold environment, or if someone is gracious enough to put us up in their house and they have air conditioning, we'll stay there as long as we can.
Right.
Yeah, we had a day off recently and we stayed at a friend's place, and I don't think we left his room was his attic, and he had air conditioning, you know, everything we can need. A mini
All you guys
fridge,
sitting right there.
TV, video games,
Right.
and we just stayed in the attic all day. Like, man, this AC is fantastic.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
When you're out on the on tours like this, and I know you're busy and you're traveling and you're driving, but do you get a chance to check out little restaurants or little food places here
Yeah,
and there?
sometimes it kind of all depends one day to another. I mean, today, for example, we had a fairly short drive,
Right, so
so
we're
we
here.
had time to come here and cook up a meal for ourselves. When we were in New York, we definitely made sure we had some time to explore, and when we were in Philly, we made sure that we stopped and had at least one cheesesteak.
Right.
You know, we do a little bit of the touristy stuff when we can. I mean, we've done tours before where, like, yeah, we were in New York, but I mean, I only saw one block because
Right, you're busy.
we got there, we loaded in, and then it was showtime, and then we went to bed after down the street at our friend's place, and then we were late the next day to the next show. So we were in New York, but not really.
Right.
So yeah, when we have time, we definitely like to try and explore and have fun.
I know you've been prepped for this one because Colin already told you it was coming, but do you consider yourself to be a foodie of sorts?
Yeah, I don't know what the exact definition of foodie is. I definitely like to eat food, and I definitely like to cook. I'm not really very particular about how I cook things or whatever. I like to explore and find new flavors and new ways to cook
Do you have any
stuff.
professional training at all or any kind of training?
Not
Just-
really. Not
I think
with
that's the
food.
best way. You kind of just experiment
Yeah,
a
I
little
mean,
bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, and that's kind of how you stumble upon those secret recipes where everyone that eats it will be
Right.
like, "How did you make this?" And you'll never find out.
And my theory is, as long as you're putting in all good stuff, that
Yeah.
how the hell can you go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, we've experimented with a couple of interesting combinations in the van so far. We did peanut butter bologna sandwiches. That wasn't that good.
That's
But
gonna
we
be
tried.
pushing the limits.
We
of my-
tried.
I mean, I give you kudos for trying.
Yeah,
but I
well,
don't even know if I could try that. That's
When on tour, you just
right. Do what you
pretty
gotta
much eat whatever you can.
All right. All right. Let's go ahead and check the chicken here.
All right. Oh man. I think that's probably ready. That looks really good.
Should we give it a slice just to make sure?
Yeah. All right. Let's get a test piece. This one looks
I know you
pretty
got a
good.
plate tonight. I don't mind about that. But the grill.
That looks pretty good to me. What do you
I
think?
think that's gonna look pretty good.
Yeah. Let's eat.
All right. All right. So I know you're traveling in a van, and I know food's expensive out on the road. You can't be eating out every night. So what do you guys do for food? I mean, do you
Well, like I mentioned, we eat a lot of really bad sandwiches from time
Right,
to time.
bologna and peanut butter, right.
But we actually travel with the little portable barbecue, and whenever we have the opportunity to get groceries and pull over at a rest stop or near the venue in a parking lot and just grill. That's actually
probably a much healthier way. I mean, you can grab some chicken breast and cook it.
Yeah,
in the
you
parking lot there
can
and
you
good to go.
can do chicken and corn, or you can just make a salad
Right.
and grill something up. It's cheaper, it's healthier, and it's a lot more fun.
I don't think you could do 2 months. I don't want to mention names, but 2 months of eating fast food, burritos.
Oh,
and burgers.
absolutely not. I mean,
You'd want to kill each other in the van, first of all, but then you'd be deathly sick by the end of it.
Yeah, no, it takes a toll on your body. That's one of the things that makes it possible to do a long trek is to take care of yourself.
Right.
And eating well is probably one of the biggest things that you gotta make sure happens. So
Okay.
we barbecue whenever we can.
Perfect. Well, I think we're about ready to start plating this up. I know we got a bunch of hungry musicians out there.
A bunch of hungry Canadians.
So if you
haven't showered
take
in
a break
while.
here, we'll go get some plates and we'll
Yeah, let's do it.
join us on the patio here. So here we are at my favorite part of the show, the eating. It looks pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead and give it a shot. See what we got.
Let's see. Let's see what you got here, Ethan.
Good
I'm
cooking.
guessing
Wow.
that means good.
That's so good.
Really good.
That is pretty fantastic.
Ouchie.
Not too spicy.
No,
As I was telling you, those Hungarian peppers there, they had a little bit of a zip, but it's not overpowering, not like ghost peppers or any kind of.
That's delicious. These tomatoes are fantastic.
And the tomatoes on the grill are pretty awesome as well.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic job, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
man. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Bruce.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate it, brother.
No problem. I got a couple more questions for you before we go. For fans out there, we're gonna go head out and pick out Psychonaut. And if you could tell us where they can get in contact with you.
Well, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/fatalitythrash. You can find us on iTunes. We're also on Reverb Nation, as well as Bandcamp. Our Bandcamp is
fatality.bandcamp.com, or just hit fatality.ca for everything.
You can also keep track of us on our tour blog. Can be found on. You can search it on Dead Rhetoric, or you can find it at what's the link for that? Excuse me.
fatalitythrash.blogspot.com.
You can also look for our the Fatality Backseat Levon cast. It's on iTunes. We record conversations from the road, so you get a hold of that too.
Excellent. Once again, guys, I want to thank you for coming out.
Thanks a
Appreciate
lot,
it.
man.
Thank you, man.